So Biden trails Trump in all 7 swing states. You sat down in the seat and you were saying, now look, do you know your swing states? And I ended up with missing Wisconsin. But tell me the relevance to the swing states, and Biden is under pressure here.
Absolutely. What we've seen in multiple iterations of this poll, and then Trump was able to expand that lead in these 7 swing states. In this latest one, is Trump still has a dominance when it comes to key issues that voters care about, notably the economy and notably immigration. Also things like crime. Who can handle the wars right now that are going on in Gaza and Ukraine? Trump continues to get better marks on this. And the 7 swing states are so important because Trump won 6 out of the 7 in 2016. Biden won 6 out of the 7 in 2020. So for international viewers, Manis, this is where American elections are won and lost. And when you look at these battleground states, Trump right now has the lead.
But if we look at the immigration issue, I mean, this is where the GOP are winning. They're winning on message. They're winning on why it matters. It's got to be said that we did this poll January 16th to the 22nd, and this was before Biden pledged to shut the border if he gets a little bit more control. But this has gone, this is ratcheted higher in terms of a real issue for America.
What I find so interesting about the latest survey for what our pollsters conducted out in the field is that while the economy still maintains the most important issue, what you see is the gap is starting to narrow, with more people saying that actually immigration is our most important issue. So 2 things might be happening. We saw the Michigan survey, we saw the Conference Board yesterday. Are people starting to feel what the data is showing? The economy is feeling better. So they're starting to say our next most important issue is immigration. When it comes to immigration, Biden, congressional Democrats continue to get very poor remarks. As you said, this was before Biden came out and said, if this bill was passed that is being discussed right now in Congress, I would shut the border down. He's needing that. He wants that congressional approval to do so, or this is going to be held up in the courts. But the fact of the matter is, if immigration is becoming more of a campaign issue going into November, and what you see in these swing state polls is that they trust Trump more than Biden when it comes to that issue.
What is it? 60% of registered voters in the 7 swing states, they blame Biden on this border issue. Now, you've mentioned Trump, obviously, where he's winning in sort of hearts and minds and policy. But it's quite interesting when you look at the subplot, because what he's charged with could have repercussions in terms of whether they would actually vote for him. Run me through what that is, what component part.
So we know he's dealing with a massive pile of legal issues. And what our poll found is that 53% of voters in these critical states say that if Trump was convicted, they would be less willing to vote for him. They do not want to vote for him if he's convicted. So he faces these 91 criminal charges, 4 separate indictments. We do know that the Trump camp is trying to delay a lot of this. This is likely a reason why nearly 1 in 4 of swing state now Republicans are unwilling to support him if convicted. That's his own party. Morning Consult Vice President put it really well.
Come through. That just does not come through.
Well, right now he's campaigning on it. But if there's an actual conviction closer to the election, this is where he can lose support. And the Morning Consult Vice President Caroline By put it well. He loses 1 out of every 5 of his 2020 voters if guilty. Given the margins of where you need to pick up votes in these swing states, this could be this could be existential for him close to November.
Well, it certainly doesn't come through in the media sense. That was my point.
Too early, not at the moment.